live here. All right, woohoo! We are live. Welcome to day 9 of the 100-day practice challenge. That means we are halfway there. Halfway, woohoo, 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 woohoo! You made it halfway. All right, so we're going to celebrate. Now, last time I talked about using a metronome, but I also talked about making sure you have playtime in your practice. Playtime is like my friend Scott Pilgrim, the first touch. Whenever he plays his drums for the first time that day, he makes sure to enjoy it. So I'm going to do a little solo first touch on my drum. I'm just going to play for about a minute to welcome people in case anyone's hopping on live. So here we go. Just something simple. It's just more important to have fun with it. So I know that wasn't like my most fantastic performance, but it was fun. And just a side note, my family just arrived home, of course, when I start this live video. So who knows what's going to happen. So I'm just going to dive right into the next pieces. So we're at day 49. Woohoo! I just want you to know that I'm creating a video soon that's going to be your emergency video. The emergency video means that if you're doing this 100-day practice challenge and you feel like you've just dove off the deep end, you're just ready to give up and not even do this 100-day thing, what did you get yourself into? Then I want you to watch this video before. It's going to be called the emergency 100-day practice challenge video. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be sending it to you via email. Some of you that have signed up who I haven't heard from in a while. Okay, so moving on to the next step in this practice. We've made it halfway, and guess what? When you are learning how to play an instrument, the first thing that happens is you work on the technical a lot. Where does my finger go? How do I get it there? How do I do this pattern? Yada, yada, yada. But eventually that technical transforms into an expression of yourself, into an expression of music, into a real gift to the world. And I want us to transition looking at our practice challenge to moving from the technical to the expression. Here comes my daughter. All right, she's here. So how can we create an expression? How can we go from technical to expression? So what we're going to work on this week, your thoughts for the week, is how to make your practice sacred to you. How can you make it special? How can you make it nurture who you are and what you're doing? Okay, when you're working on the technical, it's very hard. You're looking at your weaknesses and you're going over and over and over again. So then how can we add more to this so that we are getting into the sacred? So here's some examples. If you have a half hour reserved for your practice time, instead of cramming it in with as much as you can cram in, which is kind of the Western way we like to do things, what if you took a breather and you spent the first 3 minutes or 5 minutes just breathing and just really grounding. And then you did your playing, so your first touch, for another 5 minutes. And then for the next 22 minutes or 21 minutes, you dove into some of the technique, but you didn't try to cram as much in as you can cram. You just take your time. And when you find an area that's difficult, you slow it down and really work through it. That's one way you might be able to make your practice time sacred to you. How can you make it special? Maybe you're working up to something that you really want to do. I really want to sing in front of people. I really want to perform this piece. That could be one way to make it special. And to be nurturing, maybe at the end of your rehearsal, you do some stretching, or your practice time, you do stretching, you relax, you take a breath before you go on to the next parts of your day. So this next week, I'd like you to spend the next 7 days. I'd like you to experiment with ways that you can really make your practice special, nurturing, wonderful, because that is what's gonna be the thing that keeps you practicing every day, that keeps you tying into it. Okay, so that's your thought for the week. Add one thing, try one thing, and if it doesn't quite do it, add another, like do a second thing, and try to find that thing that helps it feel nurturing. The other thing that happens after you've been playing for a little while is that if you don't get to play, you can go, a day or 2 days or 3 days without it, and then you start to get a little grumpy. For me, I need to hit things. I need to hit things for my life to feel good. So after a while, I get kind of intense if I don't get a chance to express myself musically. So also keep an eye on that. Notice that. The only other thing I want to say, I'm going to keep it short for this week. Those of you that were looking for me Monday, sorry, this is now Wednesday, but I finally got this video out because sometimes life happens. But I will be back on my normal Monday times next week. And because we're at the halfway point, if you are so inspired, I invite you, if it feels good to you and you have the resources, to throw me another donation. Because this is a long haul for me, and it's really nice to have support and donations from you as you go, as you are getting value from this. So if it feels good, if you value this, if you have the ability and you would so like to, you can send me a little donation via PayPal or Venmo. I will include it in the messages, and I just want to say how much I thank you. I'm keeping track of all of your progress. Some of you are right there with every day. If you've done every single day up till now and you're at 49 days or 51 days at this point, I invite you to take a day off. Take one day off, because it might be one of those habits where it's like so controlled that if you take a day off, it might all fall apart. We don't want that. We want a habit that can flow with your life, okay? So if you've done all 51 days or 49 or whatever number you're on, take a day off. Stretch your arms. Enjoy yourself. So that's all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a blessed, blessed week. I'll see you next week. Good luck. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.